Hey kids, have you ever made a promise and then you make a promise? Do you always keep it? Today we are going to talk about promises, especially God's promises and how he always keeps them. We're going to start by doing something a little fun. So let's get ready. All right, and I said we're gonna start it off with something fun. So we have 2 minutes and we need to build the tallest tower/wall that we can.
Easy.
Start the timer. 2 minutes. Go. Wait.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yes.
I'm so proud of this. Oh my goodness, I could just cry tears of joy at how much I love
This has
tower.
got to be like indestructible for how tall.
Oh, hey guys. I got an order.
Hey,
For,
hey, Mr. Josh.
One
What is
God's
that?
promises.
Okay.
Yeah, God's promises.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that could, you think, beat God's promises?
I mean,
So as we guys see, as much as your tower looks indestructible,
it was.
the only thing that is really indestructible is God's promises. Because God never breaks his promises, right? Well,
Right.
that's actually what we're gonna learn about in our Bible story.
Wow.
So, if we wanna head on to our next segment, let's get a big drum roll ready.
As we see, the tower that Miss Monique and Connor made stood no chance when it was destroyed. There is no amount of structure or support that could have saved them, just like the walls that God brought down. God is bigger than the walls of Jericho, but he destroyed them in a way that you wouldn't expect. Let's take a look in today's Bible lesson.
Hey everybody, I'm Dash.
And I'm Austin.
And this is
Challenge Accepted.
So, what ridiculous challenge do we have for today?
Well, let's take a look at the challenge card, shall we? Today's challenge is called Eat Your Words. For this challenge, different food items will be placed in front of us. We will go back and forth saying how long it would take to eat the item. If we don't think we can eat it faster than the other person, we will say, eat your words. And then you'll have to eat the item in the time he had stated.
Wait. Why do we have to hurry our eating? Can't we just savor the yummy goodness?
Nope, we have to eat quickly. It says it in the card.
Okay, well, I'm down for this. Eat your words.
Challenge accepted.
All right, round one. Right here, we have 5 lovely carrots. Now, I'm gonna say I can eat these in 35 seconds.
I'm pretty sure I can eat them in about 30.
I could say 25.
Well, I can go 20.
15 seconds.
Eat your words.
All right. 5 carrots in 15 seconds. Count me down, Austin.
3, 2, go! Big fail. Sadly, you couldn't eat your words. Round 2, we have 10 lovely tomatoes. How you going on this, Dash?
I'm gonna say 10 tomatoes in 45 seconds.
45, 30.
25 seconds.
Come on, you can do this at 10.
Eat your words.
Wait. No, I said you can eat this in 10.
Nope, you said 10 seconds. Eat your words.
But I don't like tomatoes. I only said it because I thought you could do it.
Then why'd you say 10 seconds?
Because you were going to go lower than me. You're
Got
supposed
it.
to want to be better than me.
Eat your words.
10 seconds, 10 tomatoes. Count me down.
3, 2, 1, go! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh! Epic fail. You did not eat your words. All right, round 3, everyone. Right here, we have our beautiful chocolate donut. Now, I'm gonna start.
No. 60 seconds.
60 seconds. 45 seconds.
30 seconds.
29 seconds.
28 seconds.
27 seconds.
26 seconds.
25 seconds.
Eat your words.
Okay, this should be
can
pretty
do this,
easy.
you can do this.
I got this.
I got you. Dash through the donut. Boom.
1 donut, 25 seconds. Count me down.
3, 2, 1.
Done!
You did it!
I did it!
did it!
I did it! I did it! Woo! Let's go. Let's go. Our next round that we have is 3 slices of beautiful cantaloupe.
I think I'm gonna go 45 seconds on this.
30 seconds.
25.
15 seconds.
Eat your words then.
That shouldn't be too hard.
You got this.
Okay, I got this.
Our show is called Challenge Accepted for a reason. All right,
3 slices of cantaloupe, 15 seconds. Count me down.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Fail.
This is so hard. This show should be called Challenge Impossible instead of Challenge Accepted.
I'm impressed with you though, man. You did a good job trying to keep your word through all the times.
Thanks, bro. You did a really good job too.
In today's Bible story, you're gonna hear about a time where God made a pretty big promise and he still kept his word. We'll stay here and work on a few more of these eating challenges. For our next challenge, we have to eat 7 pickles.
Wait, pickles? We can use the pickle juice with my cantaloupe. I hear it helps it go down easier.
So, what just happened? Sometimes we try to build things, and no matter how hard we try, things are going to fall apart. But when God makes a promise, we can trust that it will never fail. And that's what we're learning today. Let's look back at the time when the Israelites were about to enter the land that God had promised them. After wandering in the desert for 40 years, they finally stood at the edge of the promised land. But there was one big obstacle standing in their way, and it was the city of Jericho. The walls of Jericho were so strong, they looked impossible to break. But here's where God's promise comes in. God told Joshua, the leader of the Israelites, that he would help them defeat Jericho. In Joshua 6:2, it says that God said, "I have given you Jericho, its king, and all its strong warriors." That's a huge promise. But the Israelites still had to trust God and do what he said, even when his plan seemed strange. God gave Joshua some very specific instructions. He told the Israelites to march around the city walls once a day for 6 days without saying a word. On the 7th day, they were to march around 7 times, blow their trumpets, and shout. God promised that the walls would come down when they followed his plan. This didn't make sense to the Israelites. It barely makes sense to me right now. How could walking around the city and shouting make the walls fall? But they trusted God's promise and followed his plan. And when they did this, the walls of Jericho came crashing down, and the Israelites were victorious. This shows us that when God makes a promise, we can trust that he will keep it. Sometimes his way of doing things doesn't make sense to us, but we can know that his ways are better than ours. God is always faithful to keep his promises, just like he did for Joshua and the Israelites.
The Bible is God's word. We can trust it from beginning to end. Today's Bible verse is Psalm 37:23. The Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives. I want you to repeat that after me. Psalm 37:23. The Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives. Great. Let's say that together. Psalm 37:23. The Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives. Great job.
Trust God even when you don't understand. What we can learn from the story of Joshua and the Israelites, sometimes God's plan might seem confusing. The Israelites probably wondered, why should we march around the city and shout? That doesn't seem like it'll work. But they trusted God's plan even when it didn't make sense. We need to trust God, even when we don't understand everything. If God says something will happen, we can be sure that it will. When life is tough or things don't make sense, trust God to lead you through. Just like the Israelites, we can follow God's plan and see that his promises will come true in ways that we will never expect.
God keeps his promises, and he wants us to do the same. If you say you're gonna do something, make sure you follow through. Keeping your word shows others that you can be trusted and that you reflect God's character. Think about this. When you promise to help a friend, do you keep that promise? When you promise to do something for your family, do you do it? Just like God always keeps his promises, we should be people who keep our promises. Every time you keep a promise, you are showing others that you are trustworthy, and you're shining a light on how God keeps his promises to all of us.
Another thing we can learn from today's story is that God's timing is always perfect. It took 7 days for the walls of Jericho to come down. 7 days! I'm sure the Israelites were anxious to see results, but God had them wait for his perfect timing. Maybe you've been waiting for something. A prayer to be answered, a dream to come true, or something that feels like it's taking forever. Know that God's timing is always right. He sees the bigger picture, and he knows when it's the right time. When you're waiting, trust God and remember that he's working behind the scenes. God's timing is always worth the wait.
5, 4, 3, 2, boom! You did it! Let's go, man! Woo!
Man, those grapes really cleared up the, taste of the tomatoes.
And they definitely looked a ton better than those pickles I had to
They
eat.
were. Keeping our word was really hard, though.
You're telling me I cannot tell you how many times I wanted to go back on something that I had said.
Thankfully, God never goes back on his word. When God makes a promise, he always keeps it.
Kind of like today's Bible story. God promised the people of Israel a home of their own. He said that he would go before them and drive out their enemies. But when giants living in Jericho appeared, the people of Israel wondered if God would stick to his word.
But God never breaks his promises. If God says something is happening, you can take that to the bank. It's for sure happening.
Today, our challenge to you is to take a moment and list 5 promises God has made. You can write things down like his promise to never leave or forsake us, or his promise to give us wisdom whenever we ask for it.
Or you can include promises we are still looking forward to him answering, like his promise to come back one day.
Write down at least 5 things and then show them to a parent or a teacher. Maybe you could see if they know of any promises that you forgot about.
Now, we're gonna clean all this mess and probably have our stomachs pumped in the process.
Sounds like a good idea. Well, we'll see everyone here next time at
Challenge accepted!
God keeps his promises, and we can trust him to keep his word in our lives too. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time as we continue to learn about God's amazing promises.